With the introduction of the new user interface in Advantage 2009, it is now easier than ever to bridge the gap between your employees and their specific job functions. Role centers allow your organization to keep users focused on their daily activities without the clutter from the traditional menu through the use of roles. Today, we are going to take a look at the role center of Lynn, the Rental Customer Service Representative, or CSR, at our organization. Before we do that, I just want to briefly describe what Lynn's responsibilities are. Lynn is responsible for answering incoming phone calls from potential prospects and customers. While on the phone, she will create quotes based on the requirements given. When the prospect or customer is satisfied with the quote, she will convert the quote to an order and generate the rental contract. Lynn will then notify the dispatcher of the upcoming rental as well as any scheduled returns due back. Lastly, Lynn is responsible for making phone calls regarding expiring rental quotes and rentals. Now that I've explained the typical responsibilities of a rental CSR, I want to quickly walk through Lynn's role center. On the far left side of the screen is the navigation pane. The navigation pane represents all the areas of the system that Lynn may need access to, but does not use on a day-to-day basis. Lynn's daily activities are grouped under one section called the Activities pane. Here we see different sections representing rental quotes, rental orders, and orders at risk. Within each of these sections there are multiple piles, all of which represent different things. The piles in the Activities pane of the CSR are all rental quotes, expiring rental quotes, all rental orders, expiring rental orders, and then delayed and past due rental orders, simply meaning that equipment has been delayed either shipping or receiving. Below the Activities pane is the Microsoft Outlook integration. Here you can see various elements from Outlook, including emails, calendar events, and tasks. These calendar events and tasks can be integrated using the CRM functionality so the to-dos in Advantage automatically sync with Outlook. To the right of the Outlook pane is the My Notifications pane. My Notifications allow users to send short messages to other users from specific documents, which is useful if you need to call another user's attention to something. Above My Notifications is RMI Connect, which gives users one-click access to RMI Knowledge, where all RMI's training documents and videos are located, as well as the user group, events calendar, and remote support. Above RMI Connect is the rental calendar. Any rental organization needs to have easy access to a calendar to identify what date rentals are scheduled to start or end. With this calendar, you can also click on any of the dates to get details about orders requiring attention on that day. Lastly, in the upper right section is a section for to-dos, which I mentioned earlier. This section allows your CSR to view the to-dos of salespeople from your organization, or in some cases, the CSR may have to-dos of their own, such as making phone calls to follow up on expiring quotes or rentals. Now that I've explained to you the elements of Lynn's Role Center, we're going to work through her process so I can show you how it's done in Advantage.
The first step in Lynn's process is to create a new rental quote. In the Activities pane, under Rental Quotes, you will see a selection for new rental quotes. Clicking there will open a blank rental quote that Lynn will fill out. As you can see, there are various tabs that she will need to go through in order to capture all the information related to this rental. As she begins to type the name of the customer, you will notice the list is filtering as she types. This allows for faster data entry, so Lynn does not have to go through the entire list of customers. Once she leaves the customer number field, you can see the fact boxes have been updated for this customer, as well as other information has defaulted into the other fast tabs. Next, Lynn will move to the Invoicing tab, because she wants to know who is going to be billed for the rental, if in fact it is someone different. And we can see here that the Bill To customer is the Walmart corporate customer. The information in the fact box on the right-hand side of the screen is related to the Bill To customer as opposed to the Sell To customer. After reviewing the Invoicing tab, Lynn will begin filling out the rental line. The customer has asked to rent a 53-foot dry fan, and as you can see, as Lynn begins to type, the list is again filtered for her. As she moves further to the right, other information is defaulted onto the rental line, such as the date the rental is starting, the deal code, and the price. Because our organization tracks the usage of this equipment with meters, Lynn will now fill out meter charges. As she selects the type of meter, the description and unit of measure automatically fill in for her. She can then add a unit price or meter allowance based off the unit of measure if the customer is allowed a certain amount of units over a period of time. Because this is not a chargeable meter, Lynn simply exits out. Next, Lynn will open the Sales tab because the customer has requested the unit be delivered. She creates a line for the delivery charge and assigns the price. Lynn also wants to make sure that the unit will be delivered to the correct address. So she's going to open the Shipping tab to confirm the information there. Here we can see that the shipping address is the same as the address from the General tab. If the customer has an alternate shipping address, Lynn could open the Ship To code field and see a list of all those addresses. Here you can see we have another address for Walmart in Avon, Connecticut. Lynn will then close the Shipping tab and print the quote for the customer. In the ribbon at the top, she will select Print and then choose which options she would like to print on the quote. She will choose to preview rather than print so we can all see it on screen. After the customer reviews and accepts the quote, Lynn will convert the quote into an order. Once the order is created, you will notice there are extra tabs that were not available on the quote. The EFT tab, for example, will allow you to set up recurring billings related specifically to this rental. The next step for Lynn will be to generate the contract for the customer to sign. In the ribbon at the top, she will print the rental order, again selecting her options, and here she chooses to preview on screen. Lastly, Lynn notifies the dispatcher of the new rental by printing the delivery document, or she could simply send a notification from this document to the dispatcher. At this point, Lynn has completed the necessary steps for creating a quote, converting it to an order, generating the contract, and notifying the dispatcher. She can now take another call from a prospect or customer or begin making her follow-up calls. To learn more about RMI and our Advantage solution, visit us on the web at www.rmiusa.com or give us a call at 1-800-252-5011.